Okay. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? All two of you that are in the stream right now. Well, hopefully there'll be some people that come in a few minutes. I'll just drink my cappuccino. Top of the morning. Sawadee Cup. Sawadee Cup and Chokdi. Sawadee. Tan Chow. I'm stone cold sober. Haven't even had any wine in a couple of weeks. Okay, good. So, you know, I just got off the phone. I barely made it to the stream here. I got off the phone because I have my AIS. I have postpaid AIS service from them, and I get like 60 gigabytes of bandwidth per month. That's like 2 gigs a day, which maybe I use 2 gigs, 3 gigs on a stream day. So usually I have plenty of time, and I have like 10 gigabytes left, maybe 14 gigabytes left. And I see somebody put 100 gigs on my phone. I'm looking at my app. I see I got 100 gigs on my phone. I'm like, what's going on here? They said, you will be charged 149 baht. I'm like, I have service already. It's only $3.99. It's a great deal. 399 baht on AIS. I get 60 gigs of bandwidth. I get, I don't know how many messages. You might pay for a couple of messages. It's like 2.5 baht. But if I use the Line app, I'm not paying anything. So I don't really worry about it. And you get like 200 minutes of free phone time and all this other stuff. So I call them up. I said, I didn't sign up for this. Why am I being charged 149 baht? I don't even know what it is. So they just unsubscribed me from that service. And what I found out is that sometimes what happens is, this is on my phone. Sometimes what happens is they send you, these agents or these people, they send out all these messages and there's links in the message. I don't remember clicking on any of the links because I don't usually do that. But if you click on them, or if something happens, maybe some of them, if you look at them, I don't know, then they subscribe you. And then you know, that's it. Oh, I have to pay. And what they figure is most people aren't going to call up and go, oh, I don't want to pay this. It's only after a couple of months. So they get your money. But I have great service. I'm perfectly happy with my internet service. I mean, when I went abroad, I spent 1,200 baht, and I used the internet service as much as I needed it. And I went all over the world. It was like for a month. It was 1,200 baht, which is like what, I don't know, 35 bucks. That was the browsing service. But in Thailand, my service is like 12 bucks a month, 11.50 a month. That's it. That's all I pay, $11.50. And you see, I'm streaming right now. My phone is used as a hotspot with my laptop, so I can do that whenever I want. I mean, it's great service. I can't complain about this. So if there's one thing positive about Thailand, it is their internet service. And at the house, we have True, which I didn't used to like. They've gotten better. They fix things a little more quickly now. And it's 747 baht, and I think you get 500 gigabytes download speed, 500 gigabytes upload speed. You don't really get those, but you're supposed to get quite good internet service, and our service is very good. I mean, we stream everything, so it's very, very good. So you know, we may eventually get rid of the true service at the house because we all have our own internet. But then you gotta, you know, you have to connect the TV to the phone, and so it's just easier. You pay the 750 baht. Anyway, that's what I was doing, and the guy just sent me a message and said I'm unsubscribed now, so I'm not paying for it, which is great. So that's that. Right now it is 90 degrees out at 9 o'clock in the morning. 90 degrees, high of 98, low of 84. The feel-like temperature is already 100 degrees. Unbelievable. It's supposed to go up to 45 degrees Celsius, which is 113. That's around what it's going to be all month this month. So, you know, you got to be prepared for it. What happened here? The air quality, 36 point, well, the air quality 66. The dollar to the baht is 36.67. Yeah, 36.67. It's a little bit down, but it's okay. It doesn't get cold here in Bangkok. I mean, I don't think it's ever got below 70 degrees. And that was a rarity. Up north, it gets a little colder, but I can't go up there. I don't want to go up there and stay up there, just because I'm very well, thank you. I don't want to go up there and stay up there because of the burning season. And I mean, it's very nice up there. I was just looking at a place that we went. It's called Monjam. It's a very nice little area. Past Chiang Mai, and I really like the place, but you know, you can't go up there and stay up there because of the air, and that's the big problem. And you know, the air quality is not that good most of the time, just about everywhere in Thailand, but it's okay right now. It's moderate at what did I say, 66, something like that. Yeah, 66. That's pretty good, actually, for Bangkok. It's not bad. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about Thailand then and now. And then, I mean, a little bit farther back, 25 years. So I had been here for about 4 years, 4.5 years. When I'm talking about, I've been here for a few years. I've seen some things by that time, but we're going to be talking about the past 25 years up to now, how Thailand has changed. We're also going to be talking about the new weed law and what it might mean, because there are some people that are a little bit upset right now about it. It's the Thai Cannabis Network. They're upset. That bot price could be better. Buddy, it hasn't been better than that in a long time. I hate to tell you. I was here when it was like 56. And that's good. But that's not going to happen again. At least not, probably not. So, anyway, let's talk about the new cannabis concerns. First of all, you know, this guy Anatin Charnwirakun, AIS has received your fee waiver request for 149 baht. Yeah, thank you. He supports revising the cannabis policy, and he's saying he wants to focus from going from economic to health concerns. And what I don't get is, how do you pass a law? How do you pass a law and you don't know that it's not medicinal use only? They knew. This is the thing, they're not stupid. They knew that this was for personal use and medicinal use. Now they're saying, oh, it's only medicinal use, but it's crazy because he used to be the Minister of Public Health. He's no longer the Minister of Public Health. He's a Deputy Prime Minister. But the Thai government wants to change and list marijuana back as an illicit substance, which would criminalize the weed once again and give people jail time for even small amounts. And I totally disagree with what they're doing here, and I don't like it. And I'm not a weed smoker anymore. I don't smoke weed. You know, I used to a long time ago. I don't smoke it anymore. I don't really care about it. But I don't think it's fair that you're going to lock people up. And what I don't understand is they're saying that this needs to be an economic thing, or that this needs to be a health matter, not an economic thing. But this has generated billions of dollars for them. So I don't understand what they're really on about here. Let me see here. Oops. Let me see. "25 years ago, you could marry a girl in Pattaya with a 40% success rate. 25 years forward, and it's 4%. I wouldn't ever marry a girl from Pattaya, honestly. I never would. It's a recipe for disaster. That's how I think. Think about something. When you talk about Pattaya, you're talking about a place that everybody in the world goes to for sex. People know it. Even the non-working girls look at the men and they wonder, how much money do you have? Which is common, right? Everywhere in the world. They look at them and say, oh, how much money does this guy have? And, you know, do I want this guy? Is he going to take care of me? That's their first thoughts. It's not like, is this guy a good guy? Is he going to be decent to me? Is he going to be good to me? And hopefully we build a good, successful life together. That's not how they think. That's not how some Thais think. But, you know, I mean, quite frankly. But when you're in Pattaya, it's just stupid. I think it's stupid. Find a girl in Pattaya, it's the dumbest move you can make. I didn't say it was different. I never said it was different from Vegas. In Vegas, you know, people are there, they're usually transitionary, and if they're working there, you know, then that's a different story. Who knows? Maybe they're a gambler, maybe they're not. You know, it just depends. I wouldn't, you know, it depends on where you are in Vegas, but if you're like talking about down by the Strip or where there's a lot of gambling, I wouldn't get involved with anybody probably, you know, other than for a little fun. And in Pattaya, it's the same thing. I used to go to Pattaya a lot when I first got here. And, you know, what's the point of going there now unless you want to go get a woman? I mean, I guess if you're, no, Vegas is nothing like it when it comes to the women and how the availability of women. There are a lot of available women in Vegas, however, not nearly as many as in Pattaya. However, Vegas has a lot of other seedy things going on there. And, you know, Thailand, they may pass a gambling law soon, and they may have casinos here. It may become the norm. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I know people who have lived in Vegas, and what they did, the one guy that I knew, he stayed out of the casinos. He just didn't go to the casinos, and he was fine. Oh yeah, Pattaya has nice temples. Listen, after you go to a few temples, then what? unless you are somebody who is really into temples, you really can appreciate them. You really want to see everything that Thailand has to offer, or all the different temples of the world, or something like that. I mean, when I went to Wat Putok in Bungkan, near the Mekong River, where I went on that around and went up on the side of the mountain, that was a wild temple, because it was not just a temple. But very few temples are like that. You know. The temple I went to not long ago, I forget the name of it, but it was the most violent temple I've ever seen. Ever. There were just nothing but fighters standing around, like, you know, figurines of fighters standing around, guys with swords in their hand, and I was like, holy moly, this place was crazy, man. I'm like, this is a temple. You would think it would be peaceful, but it wasn't. I don't know if I'll ever be slim, but I'm in pretty good shape. I'm working out. Anyway, let me go on here with this cannabis thing, because, you know, they've said they're going to make these changes, and it says here, the regulations enacted by the Thai Ministry of Public Health and relevant agencies indicating legitimate ways to use cannabis must be amended, and those who follow the regulations that have invested in the cannabis business must be compensated accordingly if this happens. To change the cannabis policy, it should start by amending a layer of laws and regulations, stated Anneton, who preferred to regulate versus recriminalize. Well, I appreciate that, but when you say amend a layer of laws and regulations, that's not specific. And I just have my doubts about this guy all the way around. He said, if used, this is what really gets me. If used appropriately, cannabis and hemp would potentially increase economic value and generate massive income for locals. Many countries with advanced medical technologies also recognize marijuana used for medical aspects rather than recreational purposes. Okay, but here's the thing. Nobody's saying that weed can't be used for medicinal purposes here in Thailand. It can be. Why isn't it? I'm sure it is. But they're going to use it for medicinal purposes. It's already generating billions of dollars. There's as many weed shops almost as there are 7-Elevens here. So, what are they trying to accomplish here? I think they're trying to pacify some of the anti-weed people. I think that's what they're trying to do, so they don't lose voters. I don't know exactly how it's going to work and what it will cost them. And I really don't have any idea. I'm just speculating. But I don't like it. I don't like them saying they want to throw people in jail because they have, you know, a couple of joints. To me, that's stupid. It really is stupid. And really, you want to get with the times, and just about anywhere in the world where they say, oh, you get caught with a joint, you're going to jail, you're going to be in jail for 10 years. To me, it's stupid. I mean, you want to do it in Malaysia, you want to do it in, Iraq, Iran, and all these other Muslim countries, in Pakistan, wherever. Fine. That's your religion. Okay, you don't agree with it, fine. But in the U.S. or in Thailand, I don't get it. They can stand to make buttloads of money. Well, see, now what you forget is now they have everything set up through Line. Line is encrypted. So if you have a dealer online, like Line, the actual Line application, all you have to do is send them a message. Send it over to me. They send a little box over to you. The cops are not going to monitor every box coming over. So it's stupid what they're doing. It's a face-saving measure for them, so that they can tell their voters and they can tell people behind them, oh yes, we've done everything we can. and it would take a lot of time and a lot of effort for them to be able to do anything that's significant, and I just don't see it happening. Not now. Not at all. All right, so now we have this other thing here. Mr. Prasitchai Nguyen, the Secretary General of the Network for Shaping the Future of Thai Cannabis, publicly stated his concerns over bringing back marijuana into an illicit substance type by the Thai government. It says his opinion is regarding the change in cannabis policy that criminalizes the use of marijuana for recreational purposes while being lenient on carrying 5 pills of amphetamines and amending alcohol control bills. The Network for Shaping the Future of Thai Cannabis previously petitioned the Thai Ministry of Public Health to publicize factual comparisons between marijuana, alcohol, cigarettes, and amphetamines with scientific information on these 4 categories to determine control measures accordingly. However, the Thai government was indifferent to the petition and marked cannabis medicinal plants as narcotic substances and instead lowered restrictions on illicit substances containing chemicals to the public. I didn't know that if you have less than 5 pills, it's not a big deal here. I mean, you know, amphetamines, because that stuff is nasty, man. I mean, I've seen it, I've been around it, I know what it's like, and it ain't good. It should be that a group of investors could not keep cannabis production under control. It could be said that a group of investors could not keep cannabis production under control. If comparing the advantages and disadvantages of the uses of cannabis and amphetamines, it was clear that cannabis was the safest, as it was grown with care and quality materials, whether being used for medicinal aspects or recreational purposes. Amphetamines, cigarettes, and alcoholic beverages are contaminated by chemical processes. Okay, there's a little room in there. I mean, you know, sometimes weed has chemicals in it that you may not know about, but anyway. Many instances blame the use of marijuana on news agencies as it was false. This is what I like here. As it was falsely claimed that it could cause one to become delirious or to go insane. I don't know anybody who smoked weed that went insane. I do know numerous people over the years who have used coke, amphetamines, you know, speed, crystal meth. They've used the stuff and they lost everything. And I know a couple of people who have lost their minds from doing too much speed. The guy who's the handyman in my neighborhood, I see him now, man, he looks terrible. And, you know, he's addicted to that stuff. And he's just gone. He's just gone. You can't even talk to the guy. The girl in Klang Thoi, she's living off the government now, living with her brother, because she can't take care of herself because she used that stuff too much and it fried her brain. I don't know anybody, aside from being a little slow or a little stupid or a little hungry all the time, who's had these kind of things happen to them because they smoke too much weed. They're ripping up Pusher Street in central Copenhagen, where a lot of deals. Copenhagen, a lot of deals going on. I think it is good. Better to decriminalize this stuff. Actually, I tried to go to Copenhagen many, many years ago, and I would probably be married to some Danish girl if I had gone, but I didn't go. And also, I knew a couple of Swedes. I had a little something going on with a Swedish girl in Palm Springs that was a nanny, and then she went back to Sweden. She went to Malmo. She was a nice chick, but it's still a big deal if you have less than 5 pills. They don't prosecute you as a dealer and let you opt for treatment. That's better than throwing you in prison for a couple pills. Yes, definitely. I know, but sometimes they get to go to that one place. I don't remember where it is. It's a place where they make you get sick, you throw up, they put you through, it's pretty much hell. And you're supposed to never go back to doing drugs again once you go there. It's a temple. But I don't know how they're using that now to incorporate it into their laws. I don't know about that. Let's see however, he had been smoking marijuana for 7 years, but still thinking just fine. Better yet, compared to non-marijuana smokers. I don't know what that means, but recently, Germany allowed the use of cannabis for recreational purposes and medical aspects to the public, as had Canada and most of the U.S. I don't know if it's most of the U.S. I think it's some of the U.S. I don't know what percentage of the U.S. has decriminalized marijuana or made it legal, but I don't think it's, like 80 or 90%. Citizens could grow cannabis and use it freely. It could be said that, considering the facts that cannabis being allowed was not at all negative. I don't really think it's negative. I don't know that it's positive for some people. I know that it is positive for other people, but I don't know that it's really all that negative. It's not like, well, we're not going to go to work now because we've been smoking weed, and there's all kinds of people in the workforce who are just, we're not going to go to work anymore. They're not doing that. I pleaded to Thai Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin to deliberate on the factual information, which is a good thing, and did not waver from the media coverage that unidentified pharmaceutical companies were allegedly hired to make marijuana look bad to the public eye and to lobby for it to be banned again. When the citizens gained benefits from using marijuana, pharmaceutical companies would take a massive loss. And this is the way the world works. You've got pharmaceutical companies who are making billions and billions of dollars. They don't want weed. They want people hooked on antidepressants, whatever it is, pain medicine and all this other kind of stuff that maybe people can use weed instead of. They don't want this. So that doesn't surprise me at all. I think the pharmaceutical companies are behind a lot of this. And, I don't know what you can do about it because they're not disallowing lobbyists. So, there you go. I've got friends here who soak us from smoking weed. The new variants are different from what we smoke when we were young. Yeah, I don't know anybody like that. I think it's the minority. I just think it's a minority of people that get to that point. Most people are not smoking 10 or 15 joints a day. They're not, They smoke a couple joints at the most, or they smoke, a couple hits. They use the vape pens, they use a bong, whatever it is, and I just don't think they're getting to that point. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but I don't think so. Marijuana isn't the same, it's much stronger. First-time users have had some bad reactions seeking medical treatment. Well, yes, I understand it. Good morning, Jim. Good morning. And I can tell you that, in the past couple of years, I have smoked a little bit, and I thought to myself, is this doing me any good? And I went, no, it's not. It's not doing me any good. And all it did was make me a little paranoid, really. I mean, so it's not like, I have a hard time sleeping. And, I would love to have something that made me sleep. And I'll tell you what, I had some edibles I tried edibles for a couple of weeks. The edibles did not make me sleep any better. If anything, I knocked out, within, say, 2 hours of eating them. I knocked out, I slept for 2 or 3 hours, I woke up, I was still high, and I'm like, I can't get back to sleep now. So they didn't help me. So I stopped taking them. And that was the only reason I was taking them. Because I wanted to get some sleep. A glass of wine gives me, 2 glasses of wine will put me to sleep much better than edibles will. 24 states have legalized for recreation. Medical marijuana is legal in Oz now. I did not know that. But the thing is medical marijuana is much different from recreational. If you get busted with recreational, you're using it for recreational purposes, and you get busted, it's a big difference between, you have a medical marijuana card, you show them, it could be a big difference. And that's what they're saying. They don't want people doing time here because they got caught with, 3 joints. And I'll tell you what happens, because I've seen it in the past, then and now. You'll be paying $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 to the police station to get out of it. So it's just rife with corruption, and you don't want that. And I saw something the other day. It was on Rwanda. The guy was saying how he was so impressed because Rwanda was one of the places in Africa that was not corrupt. People weren't constantly asking him for money. And I was like, well, that sounds like the kind of place I should go then. I don't want to go anywhere else where they're constantly bugging me for money or ripping me off. I mean, what kind of place is that? Anyway, so if you have the chance to move, what would the place be geographically speaking? Ecuador? No, I don't think I would move there now. Not now. Well, with the edibles, it depends on what you eat. It depends on how much you eat. It depends on your tolerance. It depends on a lot of things. Because I used to get some stuff from a guy, and he used to go, oh, these are, 100 milligrams. And I'd be like, 100 milligrams of THC, I'm like, that's pretty strong. And then, I never felt it that much. Then you get some guy, you go, this is 15 milligrams, and I go, God, this stuff kicked my ass. Put me to sleep. Which is what I wanted. Unfortunately, I woke up. I have a sativa, I smoke, run 4 miles, hit the gyms. Afghani is sleepy weed, even using recreationally as medical, self-medicated. Yes, that's the thing. So I'm a little apprehensive about this whole, I personally think it's just a huge crock of shit. That's what I think. Just like the tax law here in Thailand, what they're talking about with taxes, I just don't believe it. I just don't. I don't even want to get involved. I don't need weed. That's the thing. I don't need it. I don't need it to motivate me. I don't need it to put me to sleep because I haven't found anything. I mean, maybe I could find something that would really put me to sleep. I don't know. But I kind of doubt it. So, for me, listen, I've sworn off pretty much every substance now. I mean, I'll drink a beer once in a while. I'll have a drink once in a great while. I'll have some wine once in a while. But, it's like every day or every weekend. No, I don't do that. No longer. If it does something good for me, that's a different story. Even the Tom, in the beginning, I thought, oh, this is good stuff, man. Wow, this is great. But you use it 2 or 3 times, then you go, well, it's okay. And then I was like, I don't need this shit, And it is good. It can be good. If you use it periodically, it can be good. But if you use it all the time, it's not. Anyway, let's see here. Yeah, well, that's the thing, is the pharmaceuticals. I won't take a sleeping pill. I just won't do it. I mean, I have in the past. A while ago, I've taken, I forget what it was. It was something strong, though. I think it was Xanax. It's like Xanax or something. And, I stopped taking them, and I just like, I don't want them anymore. I don't want anything. If you think about it this way, is it making my life better? Good morning, Alpharetta Jim. Is it making my life better? Is it really helping me that much? I've already used melatonin. It helps a little bit, and then it's like doesn't help anymore. helps for, a couple of days, maybe a week, and then doesn't help. And, listen, yesterday, what time I go to sleep? I went to sleep 10 o'clock. I wake up 4 o'clock, just lay there for about an hour, and then I get up. That's fine. I don't care. I'm a morning person. I always have been since I was a little kid. I've been a morning person. I always wake up early. 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, no later than about 6 or 7. I'm always awake. So, that's okay. I don't really have a problem with that. So, bottom line is that the pharmaceutical companies and the government, they've got their fingers in the pie, and I think they're trying to switch things up because for some reason, maybe they think they can get more money or whatever it is. I don't know. But the weed industry right now is generating so much money. I'm trying to think here. There's 2 weed shops right down the street. And I haven't even looked. I don't even look for them. I think there's a couple down this way. But I know if I wanted some, I could get some. They'd have it delivered within an hour. That's all it takes. It might take an hour to get it. And they deliver it to you. So, if that's what you want. Now, all I'll say is, whether I use it or not, I disagree with them making it illegal. I disagree with them criminalizing it. I disagree with them throwing people in jail or fining them. Yeah, Nepal is nice. I like Nepal. I'm actually thinking about that place again because I'd like to go to base camp in Everest. You take a month or so and go there. I don't know. Anyway, so that's what's going on with the weed. So now we're going to talk about what's changed in the past 25 years. And I think a lot of you may know some of the things. Obviously, weed is legalized now. For now, it's legalized. In the past, you got thrown in jail for it, or you got a huge fine. I know guys that were in Phuket that would have to pay 100,000, 200,000 baht because they had, 4 or 5 joints. And in order to get out of it, they would have to pay 100,000. That's like $3,000. That's like you got to pay $3,000 because you got 3 joints. All right, so that's one difference. Basically, the first thing is the economic development that's happened over here. I remember when I first came here, I used to think, and this could be some of this could be perspective. But when I first came here, a lot of Thai people didn't have money. Now, Thailand is fairly developed. There's a lot of people that have money here. There's a lot of people with Mercedes-Benzes here, with nice cars. There's a lot of money in Thailand. More than you might think. So the economic development is something, 10 years, we're talking 25, 30 years. Probably 20 years ago, I said, Thailand is changing. You're going to see in the next 10 years, it's changing drastically. And it has. The economy here has undergone substantial growth and development over the past, say, 25 years, 10 years, 30 years, whatever you want to say, but I'm saying 25. It's been primarily an agrarian-based country to a more industrialized and service-oriented country. And there's huge urbanization all over the country, and Bangkok is a huge hub now for the country and in the region. So that's something you got to think about. The other thing that's really happened here is the technology and infrastructure. You cannot discount that. they've made huge advances, which, you know, it kind of, it surprises me, because in many ways, you know, they're still like out there with the buffalo tilling the farm, and yet, you know, maybe the farmer has a phone with 5G on it. You know, you have such a mix. So the landscape has evolved drastically in the past 20, 30 years. The internet service here, like I said, to me, I don't know anywhere that I've been, including the United States, where the internet service has been better than here. Out of all the countries I've been to, I'm trying to think, where is better? Portugal, Netherlands, England, Hong Kong, maybe Hong Kong. It was pretty good in Hong Kong. You know, Ecuador, no. Korea, I was only there for a short period of time, so I don't really know. I was there in Jeju for about 10 days. And I remember I didn't have an issue with the internet, so that's a good thing. But I would say probably Thailand is among the best. It's got to be. Let me see something here. Okay, let's see here. Well, this is not the top 10. Maybe. I don't really know. Got to think about that. Let me see something here. I'll talk about that in a little bit here. Okay. Okay, top 10 countries with fastest broadband internet speeds, 2021. Singapore, Hong Kong, Chile, UAE, China, Thailand, US, Denmark, Iceland, and France. Thailand is actually faster than France as of 2021. Yeah, it's so it's in the top 10. So that doesn't really surprise me, because I do believe they've really upped their game when it comes to the internet and their speed. Also, you know, you think about it, we're saying internet, but access to information and increased connectivity. Think about the QR code here. The QR code, I don't have to really carry cash. I mean, I don't have any. I have 20 baht on me. That's it. I have 20 baht. I had 35 baht to come over here, and I have 20 baht, and I'm going to take out probably 200 baht out of the bank. That's it. That's just for my little motorcycle rides and stuff like that. And a lot of the motorcycle drivers, they do take transfers, and they do have a QR code. So if you need to pay them by that, you can. Which is interesting, because if you think about it, that this place, I don't see the United States the same way. This place has it going on when it comes to how you pay. I don't have to think about it. I set everything up. My Netflix got paid yesterday. It was automatic. It just comes out of the bank. I love that. I mean, you could do that in the U.S., but I'm just saying. When I go to the grocery store, I know, I got my phone. I don't need my card. I don't even need my wallet anymore. I mean, I do bring it with me, because I have my ID and I have a couple of debit cards, a credit card, you know. But I don't have to carry as much. So now we have this girl over here. Very nice girl, and she's pregnant. Which is always interesting to see them go from 0 to 9 months. But yeah, the improvements with transportation, with communication, with the internet and mobile technology. I mean, the mobile phones here, like I said, I pay like $12, not even $12 a month. So I think it's like, I don't know how much it is, but it's like $11.80 or something. That's what I pay for my phone every month. That's it. I don't pay $50, $100, $200. I don't pay that. I don't have to put money on my phone to make a phone call. I don't have to do any of that. Now, you know, you get plans in the U.S., but how much are they going to cost you? I think they're going to cost you considerably more than what they cost here. And that's one of the reasons why I've been rethinking about where I want to live. Because, quite honestly, I don't know. I mean, yeah, you know, you can make the case, and this is something I was going to talk about. You can make the case that a lot of people are leaving here. And, you know, a lot of foreigners, maybe they are leaving. Okay, so leave. You have the right. The number of foreigners who have come to Thailand to live, the number of expats, has increased since 1950. I think in 2021, the number from 2021 to 2024 has dropped about 3.7%. So you've lost about 4% of expats. Okay, you don't want to lose your expats. I understand that. But if you think about it, why are the expats leaving? Oh, you got to have too much money. They haven't increased the amount of money that you need in a long time. The only thing that they did was take away the certificate of income. And that's it. They say they're going to charge people for taxes, but that's to catch the Thais who are moving money over. You know, so I was spending $200 a month for cable and internet. I pay less than $25. It's been much more. I don't even have cable anymore. I used to have cable here. I don't have it anymore. It used to be UBC. Then it became, you know, True something or other. True Visions or whatever it was. I don't know. But I don't have it. I have Netflix. And Netflix is like $11. You know, I think Spotify is like $6. So all of these things are great. The only thing for me, and you know, I don't really have any problems with the government or red tape. I don't have these problems. I hear a lot of people crying about it, and maybe one day I'll be in a position where I'm going to have something really difficult happen, and it may be a problem for me here. I don't know. I really don't know. You know, I can't know. As of yet, I don't know. And, you know, I thought about, okay, originally I thought Ecuador. Oh, yeah, Ecuador is great. A lot of times I go to a place, and the first time I go there, oh, man, I want to come back here. I want to see what it's like. The thing is the only way I would go back there and live there is if I had something to do. And, you know, honestly, I don't really want to do anything. I don't want to go back. I don't want to start a restaurant and, you know, or a mini market. I don't want to do that. Maybe my wife wants to do it. And she's going to be busy. I don't know, you know. So what am I going to do there? Go to the beach? Well, I could go to the beach here, and arguably the beaches are better here. I mean, it's really nice where we stayed was just a couple of minutes from the beach. It was like a 5-minute walk to the beach, 3-minute walk to the beach. And the beach was pretty nice. I don't know that it's safer than Thailand, though. And then when you think about Portugal, I don't know. I really don't know. You know, my wife liked Portugal, but I don't know, would she like it enough to go live there? I don't know. You know, there's something about Thailand as a tropical destination, as a place that's laid back. that a lot of countries just don't have. I wouldn't go live in Sweden. I wouldn't live in Amsterdam anymore. I wouldn't go to Denmark. I wouldn't live in Germany. I wouldn't live in, a lot of places in Europe. I wouldn't want to live in the U.S. really. It's very cold and windy. Now, maybe in South America or Central America, maybe, I don't know. But, maybe in the Caribbean, I don't know. But, why? That's the thing. I keep thinking, why? Now, Thailand has experienced significant political upheavals and transitions. 25 years ago, Thailand was transitioning from a period of economic prosperity to one of political instability, marked by protests, coups, and changes in the government. The country has witnessed several coups and changes in government since then, leading to periods of military rule interspersed with brief periods of civilian governance. I don't know that the political, I'll say to me, it seems the same to me, but I don't vote. And unless something really affects me here, I don't worry about it. Social and cultural changes. There have been many shifts in norms and cultural practices here in Thailand over the past 25 years. Rapid urbanization and globalization have led to changes in lifestyle, values, and social dynamics. There's been a greater emphasis on consumerism, and traditional cultural practices have sometimes been influenced by Western trends. Let's face it, I'm looking at places through here. Don Ki, Japanese. There's all kinds of Korean ramen places here. There's stuff from America. There's chain clothing stores from the U.S. There's all kinds of things, and that's globalization. The reality is that the world changes. It's not just countries change. Some countries are very resistant to change, like North Korea, Myanmar. They're resistant to change. Thailand is not really all that resistant. There is a middle class now. The lower middle class, upper middle class have grown significantly over the past, say, 25, 30 years. It's grown, like this. That's why it used to be, I would say, how do these Thais have money to go to Starbucks? How do they have money to pay 300 baht for a meal? How do they have money for this? Because they're earning more now, and because they got 2 family incomes. And all you have to do is look at the women. Young women. I'm talking about 16 years old to, say, 30 years old. Look at these women walking around. Young women, fairly young women. 16 to, say, 30. You look at them and you look at how they carry themselves. First of all, Thai women, although they are conservative, there's a lot more of them having sex than there used to be. A lot more. That's why you got all these, 16, 17-year-old women who got young women, girls, who have kids. By the time they're 20-something, that's it. They're done. They're married with children. However, some women are smart and they decide, I'm going to wait a little longer. I'm going to wait until I'm 30. I'm going to wait until I'm 32 or something like that. They wait as long as they can. Some women are pretty smart, but the women in general have changed over the years. I've seen it. My perspective has changed, of course. But I would say that Thailand and the culture has changed quite a bit. But fortunately, the majority of Thais are still very polite and very nice. And I will say the guy that works here said to me today, he goes, "Oh, have you been to Case Cafe?" And I go, "What? Case Cafe? I don't remember it." And I said, "Is it Case or is it Casa?" He said, "Oh, Casa." And I go, "Casa Cafe?" I go, "I don't remember it, dude." And then he says, "Oh, no." He looks on his phone and he comes over. This is like 20 minutes later. He comes over and he goes, "This is it right here." And I looked and said, Craze Cafe. He goes, "My girlfriend is the manager at that place. She knows you." I said, "Really? I've only been there once." He goes, "Yeah, but she remembers you." Because I went there and I liked the place. It was pretty good. You know, but I mean, like, he didn't have to say that. I don't know if if they were talking about me. I don't know what it was. I have no idea. But, Thais in generally are very polite, very friendly. And, if you don't get into a business disagreement with them, generally, you're not going to have problems. You're not going to have some Thai, most of the time you're not going to, maybe in the tourist areas, but most of the time you're not going to have some Thai guy staring at you. "What are you looking at?" You're not going to have any of that kind of stuff. "Yes, it's so expensive for just a coffee. The standard is going south. Just wait with this new revelation." Just saying in regard to AI technology. I won't be doing anything. By the time AI really, really hits, I will not be doing a thing. I'll be doing whatever I want. But coffee is definitely grown more expensive. And I think I've talked about this. And by the way, I just want to say, let me look at this here. Got to look here. Coffee. The place I went the other day that I rated so poorly, Hong Xiang Kong, where the espresso and cappuccino were both 140 baht each, and it was on the river, which, that's a good thing. It's number 63 out of 84. Okay? It got low marks for the taste, got great marks for vibe, the quality of food, the variety of food. The value, I gave it a 2 out of 5. It could have been a 1 or a 0, but I gave it a 2. Service, I gave it a 2. Location and allure that want me to go back, those were quite good because you're on the river. You're going to have a good place to go. That rated 63 out of 84. Now, the place where I am right now, I think it's tied for number 8 or something like that, but there's like, let me see here. It's number 7, this place. When I was in Costa Med, it's called the Jump at Sea. That place, it was 2 minutes from the ocean. Fantastic. It rates number 6. Now, the place where I went, the Black Pearl, is tied for number 8. There's 16 places, and some of them are tied. So this is number 8. The Black Pearl that I just put the video up yesterday, where I had the beach to myself pretty much, that place is number 8 out of 84, which is pretty good. And like I said to 2 Quarters Korean, Sarni's is number 3, and it's very, very close with number 2. Anyway, I'm trying to get some graphics from my website so that I can finish the website up, but I haven't been able to find any yet, so that's what's happening with that. Now, let's go on here, if I can. It will let me. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, $4 for a coffee. That's what it cost at that Hong Xiang Kong. It was $4. I mean, you can get a coffee for $2.90 at Starbucks. So just do the math and do it by percentages. Environmental concerns. Now, Thailand has their concern for the environment has rather declined, with the exception of maybe Maya Bay. Urbanization and industrialization have led to pollution concerns, particularly in cities like Bangkok. Pollution sucks here. There's been an increased awareness of environmental sustainability and efforts to address issues such as deforestation, air and water pollution, and conservation of natural resources. Yeah, I don't see it with the air pollution here. I don't know what they're going to do, but that is one of the, I go into ChatGPT, I look online, and I punch in my requirements for a place to live. Anyway, next, tourism. Thailand has emerged as one of the world's leading tourist destinations over the past 25 years. It's grown dramatically and contributes to the country's economy. It's huge. But with this growth comes other challenges such as environmental degradation and cultural commodification. So, it's like Muay Thai has been sold. They're selling Muay Thai. They're selling this, they're selling that. They do that here. They sell whatever they can. And that's the bottom line. I mean, they're very pragmatic. Whatever's going to make them money, they're on it, man. And, you go places and you see a little space, the next day you go back and somebody's got a squid stall set up there. This is what they do. I don't know if Bangkok was the most visited, but they're not going to supposedly beat the 40 million or whatever that came, whatever year that was. But maybe the next year they will. Oh yeah. And honestly, Phuket for me, it's a done deal. It's done. I don't want to go there anymore. If my wife said, I'm going to go down there and work for 4 or 5 days, you want to come with me? I'd say, yeah, all right, let's go. Okay, I'd go. But I don't go expecting anything because, it is expensive. However, there's too many tourists. That's what it is. It doesn't really matter who the tourist is. It doesn't matter if they're Chinese or Russian or Indian or whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters is there's too many tourists. So I've been looking for places that don't have too many tourists, that the air pollution is good, that it's not exorbitantly expensive. That's what I'm looking for in a place. Those are a couple of the attributes that I'm looking for. Number 7, education and healthcare. There have been improvements in education, although they still need more. But the healthcare system has improved dramatically in the last few decades. To me, it's always been pretty good, but it's a lot better now. And I gotta tell this girl something. She's looking very pregnant now. I mean, a couple of days ago, I was like, is she pregnant? And, I was kind of, is she fat or is she pregnant? Now I'm like, she's pregnant. I love getting all these suggestions because it just doesn't, I don't need suggestions. I really don't. You're not interested in Cambodia anymore? Maybe to go on some little adventure or something. Maybe then I'm kind of interested in it. I know of a couple places where you can go. Hey, Nong. What you doing? Song? Jack! Oh! ประมาณอาทิตย์ที่แล้ว2 อาทิตย์ที่แล้วผมคิดตอนนี้เขาพุ่มพุ้ยแล้วเขามีทองที่1อ่ะอันนี้เป็นคนที่1อ่ะ 2 โอ้ที่หนึ่งก็อายุเท่าไหร่คนแรกก็อายุเท่าไหร่5 ขวบ How old are you อายุเท่าไหร่ฮะ23 Oh, you started young. She's already got a kid. She's already got one 5 years old. 7 another one. So now she knows what to expect. ตอนนี้คุณรู้ก็ทำยังไงก็ทำแล้วก็มี2แล้วมี2อายุ23แล้วก็21ลูกจบแล้วจบมหาวิทยาลัยlet's just say here you have great photography from there and more in Burma as well. Yeah, I mean I am a little interested in Burma and Cambodia, but I just don't have that motivation to go to these places. I've already been to them. I need to go somewhere different in these places in order for me to go. And to be quite honest, I'd rather find a place in Thailand where I can go and I can stay there. We can like just let Alex stay in the house that we have. I've been in Myanmar when there was things going on and when there were not things going on. I've been to Myanmar many times. But I don't want to go now. I mean, I'm 62 years old. I don't need to be running around. I don't feel like lugging around a bunch of camera gear. I went to Hong Kong and that was enough. I'm done. I'm done now, really. If I do anything, it'll be, portraits or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, the tourism has grown and the healthcare has gotten better, but it's also gotten more expensive. I don't know if I want to go to the Congo, man. It's a very difficult trip and very expensive. And quite frankly, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, maybe I'd have the energy to deal with that. But now, I'd end up telling somebody what they could stick it up their ass or something. And I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to, die. I don't want to get people mad at me. I don't want to do all that. I don't want to have to bite my tongue. I don't want any of that. That's kind of the reason. I'd rather go to Rwanda where they're polite and it's clean and, they got their act together than to go somewhere else where they don't have their act, like Burundi or something. I just don't know if I want to deal with that. It's a lot of money. That's the big thing. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you. Choke D to you. Appreciate it. Your guess is as good as mine. Hot. It'll be hot in June. Do I know the heart of darkness? Come on, man. I mean, who do you think you're talking to? I've read every book on the Congo that you could imagine. I've read books you probably have never heard of. Anyway, like I said, the healthcare, it has gotten a lot better here. You can go to some places that are a lot better. Now, out in the smaller cities and in the villages, the healthcare is not as good as it could be, but it has gotten a lot better. You can keep these things in mind, and if you have insurance or you have the money, then fine, you're okay. But although Thailand has made a lot of positive changes, they still have challenges that they have to deal with the political instability. That's a big one, and people don't generally think about it because you're just living life. You're going through every day. You got to eat, you got to shit, you got to shower, you got to go to work, you got to do this, you got to do that. Everybody has to do this stuff. Social inequality, there is some social inequality here. I'll tell you what I have noticed is in the past couple of years, the number of Burmese immigrants living and working in Thailand has increased dramatically. I mean dramatically. You know, I mean like 5-10 years ago, you didn't see that many Burmese. I mean, maybe in the shipping companies they'd be helping, and that would be it. Maybe in the market there would be a couple of them. Now, the markets are almost always, they're almost all Muslims or Burmese. And then I go out, I'm in certain parts of the city, and I go, these are Burmese people. I'm like, you know, and my Burmese language skills have dropped in the past, say, 5 years since I haven't been there. I don't remember when we went 2 quarters Korean. I think that was the last time that I went, when we went to that fight. We went to the bare knuckle fights. I think that was the last time I went. And all I know is that the fixer, the guide we had there, Nanda, I mean, I don't even know the last time I talked to him, but he said to me, things are bad here. You know, so they're not getting any better. The other thing is that, you know, and people don't talk about it now, they just kind of expect it. And that's the SkyTrain, the CityLink, the subway, the boats, the electric boats. These are huge in getting people around. Because what I don't really like, I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm by myself. I got nobody bothering me. It's just me. If there's anybody over there, I don't know. There's 1, 2, 3, I think there's 4 people working. And then me. That's it. I'm fine. Now, if I start walking around in the mall, there's going to be people everywhere. Give it an hour. There'll be people everywhere. I can't get away from them. I don't really like them. If I go across the street, when I'm walking across the street, there's going to be people everywhere. A mass of people. And I personally don't really like that. There you go. I don't really know how it is now. Yeah, I really don't know how it is now, but I can imagine what it's like. And yeah, it can be brutal there. It can be quite brutal in Yangon. I mean, I've been there before when you weren't really even allowed to have a camera. If you had a camera, they wanted to question everything that you were doing. Well, they don't mess around, man. They'll follow you. They will beat you if they catch you doing something. And you know, what are you gonna do? I know people that have been locked up by them. I know of a photographer who was locked up for a while. I've heard of another photographer. The guy got killed. I forget how many years ago it was. A Japanese guy. He's out there doing his thing. Somebody just came up. One of the soldiers came up and shot him. You know, they don't mess around there. You know, you have to think about something. And this is how I started thinking about it. Like when I was in Hong Kong. Chinese don't care about me. I'm just a body. I'm just there. If they had to kill me, they would have killed me. Now, I'm not that important. They don't need to kill me. You know, it's not going to, what good does it do? It would cause them more harm than it would good. But in some places, you know, well, it is. Think about it. I think China doesn't have there's places in Laos and in Myanmar where China owns the country. They own that part of the country. Northern Myanmar, northwest, is it northeastern Myanmar is owned by Chinese. Putao, the casinos up there. It's the Wild West. And you know, like for me, I don't have any point to go there. You know, I mean, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna try to support my kids. My kids are on their own now, pretty much. You know, I don't need to go out and make sure that they're gonna be okay. And we have other ways to do that now. And not only that, I don't move like I used to. So you know, what's the point? I won't go back to Hong Kong. Scotty will not go back to Hong Kong. I've been through Hong Kong for like 15 minutes. They waited for us at the exit ramp, and they said, "Are you Scott Mallon and Benjamin Smith?" Yes. Okay, come with us. They ran us all the way through immigration and ran us and got us right onto the plane. So, you know. Well, that's the thing about the Chinese. They destroy everything they touch. You know, they bleed they're like somebody who cuts the neck of a cow and takes the blood. They will drain it until they can't drain it anymore. I've been to the Philippines many times. I haven't been there in a little while, but I've been there many, many times for business purposes and personal reasons. And I like the Philippines, but it doesn't have what Thailand has, which is it's much more together here than it is there. And well, Vietnam is, I hate to say this, but China has their influence in Vietnam as well. They have their gangs in Vietnam. All the wildlife problems, the problems with wildlife like rhino horns, tiger penises, elephant tusk, all that comes from China and it goes through Vietnam or India, and not so much India, but those are some of the things that you have to worry about and you have to think about. And you know, quite frankly, to be honest, I want to enjoy myself. You know, I don't know how much longer I have. I'm not that old, but I mean, you know, let's say I go at 72, that means I got 10 years left. That's not that long. You know, if I go when I'm 82 or 92, okay, that's a bit longer. But I want to have fun. I want to relax. I want to stick my toes in the sand and just lean back and get some sun. I've been to Sihanoukville many times, and it's very nice there. But like I said, anything the Chinese touch, they ruin. All right, what else has changed from Thailand? Well, I can tell you that the pay-for-play scene has changed quite a bit. You know, it was a lot different. 25 years ago, 30 years ago, when I first came over here, it was much, much different. The girls were not as mercenary. They didn't have tattoos like they do now. You know, girls with tattoos were somewhat rare. Maybe 20% of the girls had tattoos. Now 80% of them have tattoos. And the price, you know, let's just face it, the price back then maybe was 500 baht. That's it. You know, now it's a lot more. Friends tell me. Well, I mean, I do know. And, you know, and they think about something. Girls now have the internet, they have their phones, they have dating apps, they have a lot of other options in their hands right before them. They don't need to go and walk the streets. They don't need to go and do these kind of things. They don't, if they want, they don't even have to work in a bar. They don't have to. The better looking ones don't really have to. They have a lot more options. They always do. But, you know, things have changed. That's just the way that it is. I found it interesting that 0.2% in Thailand, there's a negative 0.2% of migrants to people leaving. So more people are leaving than there are migrants right now. It's only 0.2%, but still. Let's see here. Immigration, international migrant stock, number of people born in a country, da 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 da. Okay. Now this includes refugees. In 2000, 1.257 million people came to Thailand. That was an increase of 55.34%. That's when I first came here, is in 95. 55% more immigrants came to the country. 2.163 million came in 2005. That's an increase of 72% from 2000. Then in 2010, it was 3.224 million, a 49.03% increase from 2005. In 2015, it was 3.913, which is a 21.37% increase from 2010. In 2017, is this 2017? Let me see. That's 2000. No, it's not 2017. Where's it at? 2000. Okay. So they only go up to 2015. However, Thailand is second to Russia for the number of immigrants. I believe they're first now. This might have been in 2015. I don't know. But I think they might be first now. This is according to macro trends. I wonder why they're leaving. Money? Yes. It seems getting laid become more and more like a business on its own with social media. Well, I hate to tell you this, but it's always been a business. I mean, with working girls, it's always been a business. Price for pay-per-play is $1,500 today. No, it's not. It's quite a bit more than that. Ask 2/4 Korean. I mean, I'm not saying you can't get a girl for that price, but the quality of girl that you're gonna get, yeah, soy 8. I mean, the quality of girl you're gonna get is not of the highest caliber. I can tell you. I can tell you that you want to get a decent looking girl, it's going to cost you like 3,000 baht for a short time. 5,000, 4,000 for a long time. It's just how it is. And you know, I won't pay that kind of money. What would I do that for? You know, I don't engage in that kind of stuff anymore, but I wouldn't pay that kind of money. I just wouldn't. I don't care, you know. I'm not that, in fact, I mean, I love, you know, I love the whole scene. I love everything that goes on between men and women, but I'm just not, I don't have the energy to even think about that stuff. I'd rather get myself a good woman. If I was single, I'd rather get myself a good woman, and you know, what goes on behind closed doors, she's you know, as nasty as they get. I don't know. You know, that's how I think. How would I know? I'm a virgin, but 1,500 baht maybe in the non-AC lower level bars. That's what I'm saying. Don't know where you get your data, but must be Bangkok prices. 1,500 short time and 400 for a room on Soy 6. Well, I don't go to Soy 6. To me, that's a shithole. Honestly, it's a shithole. But yes, I'm talking about Bangkok. Pattaya, I don't know the prices quite as much. But I know that if you want a high caliber girl, you're not going to get her for 1,500 baht. I can tell you that right now. Maybe if you're like a good looking guy and you're younger, maybe she'd go with you for that and do a short time with you. Who knows? Maybe she'd go for a long time. I mean, that's, listen, back in the day when I was young, every once in a while I'd get one for free and I'd be like, you don't want any money? Okay. Oh, that's good for me. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Dowlow. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, see, the thing is, I hate to tell you this, but if you speak Thai and you speak fluent Thai, you don't need those kind of girls unless that's what you want. And then you just pay them to go away. But if you speak Thai, it's relatively easy. And I mean, even my wife said to me the other day, she goes, I don't think you really know. I said, what are you talking about? She goes, you don't know that the younger generation, more and more of them are speaking English. She's right. So, you better have a gift of gab. If you're 25 years old, you should be somewhat cute and have the gift of gab, and then maybe you'll be getting girls, and you don't have to pay for them, and they're not hookers. They're just some college chick. I mean, it's so funny because I see all these girls walking around. They got boyfriends. They got all kinds of stuff going on. They look good, some of them, You think the boyfriend's paying them money? No, he's not. Maybe he takes them out to eat. He does stuff like in America where you take a girl out to dinner or something. Maybe he does that. Maybe not, though, because some of them, listen, my wife pays for food for me sometimes. She, I don't, whatever. It's like, oh, who's paying? You. Oh, okay. My wife's nieces are both learning English at their schools. They're 8 and 10 years old. There you go. Well, that's in a bar. In a bar, like a working kind of bar where there are working girls, anybody with money and halfway decent manners and good looks can walk out with a girl. I mean, you got to face facts. And the one thing where my perspective has changed, and I guarantee you my perspective is a lot different than a lot of other people's. You are not relegated to only going to bars to get women. You are not relegated to getting them off of Tinder and they want 2,000 baht, 3,000 baht, 1,500 baht, whatever it is. You're not relegated to doing that. You don't have to do that. You have options. It's more difficult for most people. It's more difficult than going into a bar and going, Mama, I want this girl over here. How much? She wants what? 2,500? Okay, no problem. Here's your bar fine. Boom. She's out the door. Boom. She's coming with me. Okay, great. But you have other options. Yeah. Let's just face facts. Just about wherever you go, if it's a place where you want to go and people want to go, to hang out and they want to drink and they want to have a good time, the price might be a little more expensive. You know, I mean, you might have to buy a bottle of whiskey. You might, you know, buy bottles of Chang or something like that. And maybe the Chang is not that expensive, but at the end of the night, you still end up spending $30, $50, $100. You know, everything costs. Yeah, that's what I mean. You got options. You know, and I personally, I've never used any kind of a dating app in my life, ever in my life. Nothing online, no dating app, nothing like that. By the time you go in and you buy a couple of lady drinks, you buy your own drink, you pay the bar fine, you take the girl home, it's gonna cost you like $5,000 bucks. That's $150. How many guys can go and piss away $150 every single night? You know. Oh my God, Dallo. I'll be honest, I'm just lazy. You know, I'm lazy and I don't really care because I'm taken care of. So what do I care? I don't, you know. And you know, I'm getting older, she's getting older, we're all getting older, but okay, whatever, you know. Well, I think 2 Quarters Korean used to go there. 400 baht for a drink, a lady drink. That's ridiculous. Now, you really want to spend some money, I'll tell you where you go. You go to the Coyote bars. That's where you go. Crazy House. He said the lady drinks were 400 baht. But if you really want to go somewhere, go to the Coyote bars. Places like Sherbert. It's not Sherbert, it's Shebert. Was it Shebert or Sherbert? I forget the name of it. What is it? Shebert. It is Sherbert. Sherbet. It's not Sherbert, it's Sherbet. I used to go there all the time. I used to go a lot of places. You know, I used to go there with the boxing guys. We used to go there all the time. And you talk about serious money, you know, you're talking about $1,000 for 4 guys. You're talking about 1,500 bucks for 4 guys. Minimum. You're gonna pay. The girl sits down with you for 15 minutes. Boom, you pay. She gets a drink. Boom, you pay. You get a drink. You pay. I have a family and everything is good, you know. We each have our own ways of doing things. That's what I've learned from my family. Because, you know, one day you got little kids and they're like, Mama, Dada, I want this. You get me this. Oh, I love you, Mommy. I love you, Daddy. The next minute they're like, hey, I'm gonna come home late tonight. All right, I'll see you later. What are you gonna do? Oh, I'm going out with my buddies. Okay, you know, that's kind of how it is. Much different than it used to be. But all in all, I mean, I'll be honest, I feel very, very happy that my kids have never, ever caused me any major grief. They've never done anything, you know, it's like I haven't caught them with, you know, a bag of pills or, you know, sitting behind the house smoking weed or whatever it is. I've never had any problems like that. I mean, I remember when Alex was in like 2nd grade or something, he didn't do his homework because he just didn't feel like doing it. And the teacher asked for me to go in, so I went into the school. And I said, okay, what's the problem? Alex didn't do his homework. I said, Alex, why didn't you do your homework? Starts crying. It's just second grade. He's a little kid. He starts crying. And since then, he has always done his homework. He has never had a problem. And he's always, I think he had, I don't know what his GPA was. It was like 3.68 or something like that. But he's always done well in school. He knew. I said to him, don't wait until the last day. Don't procrastinate. So he doesn't. If I rented a house in Bangkok and got a dog, I'd hardly go out. Got to have a dog to not go out. I used to be the big rooster around my house. Now I'm more the feather duster. I would imagine you in a feather duster outfit. Yeah, okay. I got it. $2QK fits nice, a little snug. I think in one video you made when you seemed stoned, last year after the legalization, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so. Honestly, I don't really think so. Maybe I was, I don't know. But I never did one thinking, hey man, I'm gonna get stoned and come on and do a stream. I just, no. It's too much. I don't care about, that's the thing. As I've grown older, and I keep saying this over and over and over again, and I don't understand why some people don't understand it. As I've grown older, and as I've seen people grow older, you care about less things. You find out what's important. You whittle it down to what's important. Friends, family, and what you really like. You know why I haven't gone to CASHAPP in a long time? Because I don't feel like being around a lot of people. I don't know. They were supposed to run it through the government last month, and I don't think they have. So who knows? Who knows what they're doing? And that's kind of how Thailand operates. You say come at 9 o'clock, they show up at 9:20. Oh yeah, hey, how you doing? And you don't say anything. They're going to be late. This is how it is. Generally, depends on where you work and what you're doing and all these kind of things. I mean, I don't think if my wife had a meeting and she had to show up at 9 o'clock, she wouldn't show up at 9:20. But that's because she works for a foreign company who won't put up with that BS. I didn't get out much last trip. Went out at night 1 to 2 times a week. Half of those were to my grandpa's. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with staying with the family or hanging out with the family, especially grandma and grandpa. And that's the other thing, is that as I've grown older and I figured out things that I don't like and what I do like, I value my parents more and more. I mean, I valued them for about 25 years. It took me a long time before I go, hey, wow, I'm really lucky, But now I feel blessed. I had a good family, Could have been much worse. Anyway, these are the things you contemplate when you live here. And I keep thinking about, what is the future going to bring? I think he comes next month. Why is that? Oh, May 31st, okay. I only go out with the wife while I'm in Bangkok when I go for my daily walks. Why is it you don't go out without your wife? Could it be because you don't speak Thai? She handles everything for you. Oh, you're only here for 13 days. And how much of that time is going to be spent in Pattaya? Oh my God, I don't know. I don't think I'll be around in another 25 years. I will buy your books when I get more established after school. Okay, cool. How do you think Thailand will change in the next 25 years? 25 years, I'll be 87. God, I don't know, man. I think the transportation system will be even better. I think technologically it's going to be much better. Oh, you know what, Jack? I have to ask you something. And I think, as far as like weed goes and stuff like that, I think they'll work it out. I think the number of tourists are going to increase for a few years, and then it's going to start to decrease. You know, it's just like every place has their time, and it's a cycle. And I think that in Thailand, the cycle is going to decrease in the future. Leave Pattaya the 12th, only so I can get to the airport hotel to sleep, so I don't have to get up early to catch my flight. The way the world is going, I don't know if I would want to be around. Yeah, I don't know. How you doing, Carlos? So you're leaving the day you get here? The day you arrive, you're going to Pattaya? Is that what you're doing? Oh, man. Wow. That's crazy, man. Well, you go and have your fun. That's the whole thing. You go and have fun, and then you get back on a plane, you go back home. That's how you should do it in Pattaya. If I was single, that might be what I'm doing. If you live till 87, you're going to be to my funeral. I don't know if I'll live that long, man. Yeah, you know, I don't really know. I don't know what's going to go on here. But I can tell you I will not be doing all that much. Jack, carnivore? Fidelity? I'm already slowing down. I can say that. I have slowed down a bit. Physically, I feel like I'm slowing down from, say, 10 years ago. And I don't want to do as much as I used to do before. We were going to go to Surat Friday. Then we said no. Then we're thinking about it. And, you know, Krabi is somewhere that I like, but you can go to some nice places from Krabi. In about a week last year, so I will just relax. Got it. Now, are Carnivore and Jack the same people? Or are they different? They're not the same people. Okay. What was I going to say? You know, that the problem with islands is they're more expensive. Everything's more expensive on islands. So, you think about that. Yeah, I thought they were. I guess not. Okay. Well, Sawadee Kap, Mr. Carnivore, Kun Carnivore. Sawadee Kap, Sabadi my Kap. Yeah, I mean, I think about it and I think, where could I go? And I thought, at first I thought, oh, maybe Chumpon, but I can't go to Chumpon. I got sand fleas from the beach. That right there turns me off. I mean, the city was okay. It wasn't fantastic. Then I think, what about Nakhon Si Thammarat? There's a place down there. I don't think most people have heard of. And I'm actually thinking about going there. But in order to get my wife to go, I'm going to have to buy her a ticket, tell her, oh, you're going on this day at this time. This is when we go. Everything's set up. And then she'll go, oh, all right. I guess I'll go. So there is a place that I'm going to go down there, but I don't know if they have places like long term, which is kind of what I would like. And also, you fly into, I think it's you fly into Krabi. No, you fly into Surat, Kokut. Sukhothai is nice, man. It's a nice city. I like Kokut the best so far, but I wouldn't want to go back there just because the standard is very high. That when we went there, we were staying in a expensive resort. We had all kinds of things that we were able to do, and I don't think if we went back we would go to that resort again. And I don't want to be on some beach where I'm like, this is not like the beach where I was. This is not like what we did before. This is much different. So I don't think I would go back to Kokut, but it is probably my favorite beach. And you know, all the other beaches, I mean, I like Koh Samui, I like them. But do I love them? Not really. You know, and the thing is there is such a thing as island fever. That's why maybe a coastal town is better than going to an island. And some people love Pattaya, and some people love, you know, going to Rayong, and some people love Hua Hin, you know. And I've been to a lot of these places, if not all of them. And to be honest, you know, there's a lot of places that I go, maybe. But, you know, then the wife needs, thank you very much there, Mr. Carnivore, appreciate that, as always. I was going to ask you, when are you going to be here, Carnivore? Koh Phangan and Koh Tao. Koh Tao, yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how difficult it is to get there. I don't remember. Koh Phangan, I fought in Koh Phangan. I fought there how many years ago? 25, 26 years ago. I had a fight there. In the ring. Oh yeah. So when are you coming over, Carnivore? If you're still here? If you're in the stream now? And by the way, I have to tell you guys something. Alright? When the stream goes up after it's completed, it does not show the chat immediately. It will not show it. The whole thing needs to encode, it needs to do whatever YouTube is doing. And then, maybe a day after, the chat will show up. But the chat will not show up immediately. I can tell you that Phangan, from what I remember, it's too touristy for me. Definitely. Koh Tao, I don't know about. I have to look into it a little bit. It's Death Island. But I don't know. I have to look into it a little bit. Second week of May, because I'm trying to order something that Jono actually gave me a bottle of this tonic, this aftershave. It's very good. It's called Mirasol. The problem is they won't ship it to Thailand if it has alcohol in it. And they have alcohol in it. So, you know, Carnivore, my birthday is in May. Leave my gift with Scott. Thanks. He's gonna leave a boot. You know what that boot is for? To kick you in the ass. To kick you in the ass. That's what the boot is for. So I need to send this tonic. I want like a bottle or 2 bottles. I mean, it's not huge. 1 or 2 bottles. I need to send it to either you or to 2 Quarters Korean or somewhere. I need to send it so that somebody can bring it over, because they will not send the stuff with alcohol. And I know at least one of the bottles has alcohol in it. And I don't know, you know, I mean, do I really need it? I have a half a bottle. I have half a bottle of the other stuff left. I love it when people come over. These 2 guys just come over. I don't know where they're from. They're like, what you doing? I guess it's still new to some people. I don't know. But they will not send the stuff with alcohol here, which is, I find kind of interesting. All right, well, wherever, it doesn't really matter as long as it gets here. It's cheap. I mean, you know, it's like $25 a bottle or 30 bucks a bottle. I want to get like 2 bottles. God, she's pregnant, man. I didn't know it, you know, I didn't know a while ago. I just saw it a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, maybe I should get this. The reason is because I've started using it, because I use a safety razor to shave. And, you know, I bought some new blades the other day. I needed blades. So I bought some new blades. And I've been shaving with this razor every time. So, you know. Well, Jim, that's exactly what I think. I don't want to be anywhere where there are hordes of tourists. And I don't go to those places most of the time. And if I do, I prepare myself. Like going to CASHAPP, I knew there's going to be a lot of tourists here. I need to try to stay away from them. And I did get away one day. I got away from them. Actually, that was the little beach that I showed. That was the place where I stayed away and I walked. And that's kind of nice. But to live there would be difficult. So, but the stuff that I'm talking about, it's one of them is like it's just like a white cream, and it's a pre and post shaving, you know, elixir. It's supposed to prepare your skin, and it's supposed to help your skin once you're done. And then I have the lemon stuff that he gave me, and I have about a third of a bottle left, and because I've really used up a lot of it. And then there's another one, and I can't think of it, but it's got alcohol in it, so that's the whole reason. Anyway, it's called Myrasol, M-Y-R-S-O-L. And it's funny because you find this stuff, and somewhere it's like 28 bucks. Then you go somewhere else, and it's like 50 bucks for the same one. They're just raking you over the coals for it. Anyway, listen, this stream has been fun. You know, the main things for me are the transportation system, the price of the girls for people who are coming here, and that's what they want. Oh yeah, I want skin whitener. That's what I need. Shave, prep, and balm. It's the white stuff. It's the Myrasol. It's like a pre-shave, aftershave balm or something like that. It's like, you know, 28 bucks or something like that. 30 bucks, 31 bucks. And I think the other one is like Don, what is it? Don Juan 1919 or something like that. I don't remember. Anyway, yes, guy, I don't think you want to put it on your nuts. If you put it on your nuts, you're going to be hurting. Yeah, listen, guys, do me a favor. I haven't said a word today about super chat, super thanks, thumbs up, subscribe. I haven't said a word about anything. So you do what you want to do. You do what you got to do. I'm pretty much over this. By now, I think people know already. If you're watching, you know what to do. You don't need to be forced. You don't need to be pushed. You don't even need to be reminded. Most people don't need to be reminded anymore. So that's why. And you know, not only that, I'm kind of like, I'm over it. You want to click like, click like. You don't want to? It's up to you. Travel infrastructure keeps getting better here. I can travel anywhere from here with my public transportation, although I do use my truck. How long have I said that, Jim? I can get anywhere I need to go. And I could be out in the middle of a little village, and I guarantee you I will get out of there. No problem. And that's the thing. Every time I start thinking about getting a motorcycle or getting a car, although my wife wants a car, which would be her car, I'd say, you go ahead, you can drive it. Every time I start thinking about a motorcycle, I just go, do I really need it? No, because you know what? I'd have to pay for gas, I'd have to pay for the maintenance of it, I'd have to wonder about if I'm going to get hit by somebody. I'd always have to think about these things. Now I don't really worry about it. Yeah, I don't really take tuk-tuks too much. Here in Bangkok, the tuk-tuks are they're generally not so good. She wants a car. She wants to get a car. I keep telling her, and she doesn't listen. This is the thing about my wife. I have to pound it in her head before she listens. I said, go to an accountant who is a tax accountant, and get somebody to help you so that you see all the loopholes with taxes, and you know what you should buy, you know what you shouldn't buy. That's what you need to do. But she's just, you know, like, no, I'm doing it my way. I'm like, okay, do what you want. You know, whatever, as long as she's happy, I don't care. I find it funny, somebody can get me some skin whitener. I'm in the mall right now. If I wanted, I could just walk over to the rack right down the way here and go grab myself some. No, my wife is pretty good about traveling, but we're all pretty good here. We traveled the world. We had one backpack. That's all we had. Each of us had one backpack, and we traveled the world. That's all we had. And I loved it. It was great. I love that. And honestly, I'm looking now, I'm starting to think about, I want like a pair of pants that you can unzip and they'll be shorts. And then you have another pair of pants that maybe is a little dressier or whatever. A couple of shirts, a couple of socks, some underwear. That's it. Don't need any more. Yeah, well, I always say that. I always say that, Dallo. Yeah, happy wife, happy life. What about the husband? What do I get? What about me? Everybody forget about me? Listen, I don't even get meals cooked for me like I used to. I used to get them cooked for me every single day. Now it's like, you know, oh, I'm cooking Alex an omelet. I'm like, why are you cooking him an omelet? He can cook himself an omelet. So sometimes he now does, but she cooks for him all the time. Alex, do you want some? And maybe as an afterthought, she'll go, do you need anything? You know, her mentality is, you can take care of yourself. She knows I can take care of myself. That's the whole thing. It's nice when you guys went to Portugal. It was fun. Portugal was nice. I liked it, but we were in an expensive area. Freaking meals were expensive, man. I mean, I think we went out the first night. It was like the three of us ate. It was like $75. Alex was like asleep in the room or something. And we ate. This is where all these people were singing. It was like $25 a person. We barely had any food. We had just enough to fill us up. But, you know, that's how it goes. Had we been somewhere else in the country, some other places in the country, which I've heard of them and I remember some of them, but I would have to really go over it again, it would be cheaper. I don't know. I don't watch a whole lot of YouTube. I watch National Geographic. I watch like best documentaries. That's what I watch. Yeah, I just, you know, and honestly now, you know, I go back and forth. I'm like, oh, I want to go to Albania. I want to, you know, my wife, then she's like, I'm not sure we can go. Why not? Well, I might be busy. Okay. And you know, I used to go everywhere by myself. Now I don't go by myself. I go with her. But the more I think about it, the more I think I'm pretty much right where I should be. Although Bangkok may not be where it should be. It should be maybe, you know, some little island paradise or some beach where there's not a lot of people, you know, that kind of thing. I have to figure that out, and I'm really trying hard to do that. Every day I look. Every day I spend an hour, 2 hours just looking for places to go, and I've got a couple of places. But most of them, they're going to be pricey if they're islands. They're going to cost more, you know. And then it's like, what do I want? Oh, I'll get an Airbnb. It's going to be more expensive than if you just get yourself a little apartment. I don't think I've been to an island in Thailand. I was going to go to Greece and Albania and France, to start out in France. But I don't know yet. I don't know what we're doing yet. You know, I don't know. You know, at this point, I just want to, maybe I'll pick a place, and then in the next couple of weeks, I'll go there, and it'll be somewhere in Thailand. But I got to figure it out. I have to figure it out. I have to, you know, do a couple of things, and it'll all come about in due time. It'll take me a couple of months, and then I want to plan for a somewhat big trip next year. I don't count going to Krabi and then the island hopping afternoon trip. Well, when I went to Krabi, then I went to Railay, and I stayed there for, I think, 3 nights, 4 nights, whatever it was. That was nice. To each his own. That's what I'll say. You don't understand it? You don't have to understand it. Why don't you go to Albania? Why don't you go to Greece? You know, everybody has their own place. I don't personally want to spend my time going to Australia or New Zealand. I just don't. I don't know why. I don't want to. It's not that I don't like Australia or New Zealand even. I do like them. I just don't want to spend my money and my time to go there. To me, that's... I don't want to say it's a waste. It's not a waste, but I have other places I'd rather see, and I could spend a lot more time and energy and get something completely different. Maybe they're a little too westernized for me. I don't know. Man, Rayong, been there. Just been there. I just was there. CASHAPP, been there many times. Have a good time. That's what I'll say. Been to Koh Samui, and honestly, yeah, I'm not in a hurry to go back. Tourist. I don't want to go where there's predominantly tourists. I just don't. So that eliminates a lot of, if you do it by process of elimination, it's much easier, and I think maybe that's what I need to do. I need to make a list of all the provinces and the cities that I'd like to see in those provinces, which that could be 200 places. Then I got to eliminate the places. Just start crossing them out. Then I see, oh, you're left with 20 places. Yeah. Go to Koh Chang, nice beaches there. Koh Samet, nice beaches there. Listen, I never said I wanted to go to North Korea. I said Chuck wanted me to go to North Korea. He still wants me to go there. I don't want to go there. I don't want to. To me, it's depressing. What do I want to go to there for? You know, he honestly, he could give me he names places and he'll give me a free ticket to go. And I don't want to go. You know, and North Korea is one of those places. I don't even want to go. You know, I don't know why, just don't want it. Just like now, I don't want to go to the Congo where I used to want to go there all the time. He's been to North Korea before. I talked to him a couple weeks ago. Every once in a while he sends me a message and stuff, but you know, it's like we all got our things to do. I don't think he's traveling that much right now. But then again, he could be traveling in the U.S. I don't know. Anyhow, boy. I can think of a lot of places I'd like to go. I'm always thinking about this. You know, Calipe, you know, I like the thought of Calipe. I like that. But I don't know that that's, it might be up there on the list. I don't know. Really. Listen, YouTube, I don't even need to say anything else about YouTube because they're irritating, to put it mildly. You go on their platform that they have advertisers on. First of all, most people don't make much money from the advertisers. Now what they do is they expect you to get the money from the people, like you guys. Super chat, super thanks, whatever kind of donation it might be. They expect you to do that. They're not going to just help you generate money from the advertisers. They don't want to do that. They don't want to be that kind of a platform. They realize that's a detrimental to them because it's very difficult to do that. So that's one irritation. The other irritation is that they always demonetize me and I have to go, please review this and then monetize it. And then the videos in Koh Samui were demonetized because of the music, background music. I put up a couple of videos yesterday and the day before that where they're playing music in the background and I knew that one of them was Chinese music. The music is picked up by the system. Sorry, cannot monetize. I'm like, are you kidding me? They're singing the song themselves. These are people singing it on stage, and they won't let me post a video to be monetized. Okay, fine. Whatever. You know, I'll stick it up somewhere else if I have to. Not another trip through Laos and Vietnam. It's nice travel you did last year, whenever it was. YouTube kissed my arse. Yes, that's how I think. As far as Vietnam and Laos, I've been there, done that. I mean, you know, I've been to Vietnam now 3 times. Been to Laos, I don't know how many times. And I don't really feel like going back. Be honest. Myanmar, I would go back, but not right now. I just don't feel like going back right now. But I would go back to some places. But I've been to just about every place I wanted to go. I've been to Mandalay. I've been down south. I've been up north. You know, I've been in north where most people don't ever go. Japan, yeah, I would go to Japan. I'd want to go with my kid though if I went, or with my kid and the wife, or both my kids, whatever, you know. But I'd like to go with him, Alex, because he really likes Japan. And Indonesia. That's about it. Every other place in Southeast Asia, you know, I hate to say it, but I've been there and I've done it, and I just don't. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you've been to Cambodia 55 times, all right, I haven't been there in a couple of years now, so I would go, but I want to go somewhere different, experience something different, not go to Phnom Penh again and hang out in Phnom. I don't want to do that. I've been to the Philippines many times. I don't really have any desire to go back there. I've been to Malaysia. I don't really like Malaysia. I've been to Singapore many times. It's boring to me. Where else? Cambodia, Laos. Been to China, don't want to go back there. Been to Hong Kong, don't want to go back there. So, you know, it kind of limits where you can go. That's what I want to hear to Burma. Of course, it is what it is now, but I think it's fine. But what do I know? I did Vietnam twice and Australia 4 times in the past year. I want to do Myanmar, but I'm still not comfortable with the country. That doesn't bother me. It's not that. I just don't have that motivation to go right now. I mean, honestly, I really don't have the motivation to go. Japan and Italy are my top 2. I don't know what my top ones are. I'd have to think about it. It's not going to go to Australia and New Zealand. It's not going to happen. Japan, Italy, yes, I would like to go. They're in my top 10. That's what I'll say. I should make up a top 10 of places I want to go. Maybe that's what the next stream will be. I don't know if I'll be out and about the next stream. I don't know. Maybe I'll be sitting right here. I don't know. I'm not sure. But that sounds like a pretty good idea. Like the top 10 or 15 places that I want to go that I haven't been. You know what? I wouldn't. That's the thing. I'd appreciate the gesture. It would be very nice. I'd appreciate that. But that alone would not make me want to go there. I mean, really. Because honestly, if I go to Australia, I want to spend like a month to 6 weeks there. I want to spend plenty of time there. Everybody wants to go to Italy. Yeah, I want to go out into the lesser known areas. I don't want to I'm in Rome now, hey. I'm in Venice. I mean, you know, go there for a day or two and then get out of there. That's to me that's the good way to do it. That's all that 2 Quarters Korean had to say. Now he'll be there. He'll be on your doorstep. Oh God. Just make sure you don't go in any of those lakes that have the signs that say, you know, salties are here, because you might not come back. You gotta be careful for those and the spiders and snakes and all the other dangerous stuff they got there. You gotta be careful. Anyway. I'm trying to think of my list of places that I'd really like to go. Part of me wants to go to Denmark. I don't know why. I don't have the same motivation as I used to go there, but I got to think about where it is. That sounds like a good topic for me. Make up a list of places that I want to go but I've never been to before. Like Tibet. I do want to go to Tibet. So there you go. There's one place on the list of 15. But every place in Southeast Asia, pretty much, I've been to. I'd be afraid, believe me. Yeah, I've been to all those places, Jim. Every one of them. You know, every single one. I've been to Nepal, haven't been to Poland, and I haven't been to Greece. And I would like to go to Greece for sure. And actually, I would like to go to Poland, but I don't know if it's on the list. Snakes, spiders, crocodiles, and great white sharks. Yes, can't forget about the great whites. Although I was surprised to know that Florida is the shark attack capital of the world. And I'm like, and I used to go swimming out there and diving out there all the time. Crazy. But suffice to say, Australia and New Zealand are not on the list. So that only leaves 198 other countries to choose from. Then I got to think about, well, where else have I been? Zanzibar, Madagascar. I don't know about Madagascar. Zanzibar, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Who sang that song? Billy Joel? Zanzibar. Oh, Zanzibar is part of Tanzania. I did not know that. Denmark, yeah, maybe. At least the sharks can get me on land, but I was also afraid when scuba diving in Australia, same trip. I've been experiencing drop lizards each time I turn on the air in my house. What's that mean? Lizards are dropping out of the air conditioner? We don't have that problem here. It used to be we had an ant problem with the air conditioner. Oh, you're not going to put that one past me there, Dowlow. Oh, I wanted to go. That's something that I would like to do. There's a guy, I think he still has the same company. He's in South Africa. He was the guy who National Geographic filmed him. It was his tour group. It was his company. He had scientists from National Geographic that he was showing around. And this is where the sharks are on, I think it's Dyer Island, off of South Africa, where the sharks, because the water is quite deep, the seals will go at the top of the water, or 10, 20 feet down. The sharks will go down 100 feet, and we'll see the seals up above. And what they'll do is they'll start going up. They'll start getting a lot of speed up. And then what happens is they hit those seals and they go out of the water, or they're going after the seals and they go out of the water, they breach, and they go, like 5 feet up in the air. It's crazy. I wanted to do that, and I wanted to get in a cage and see that. Now there is a guy there also that he swims outside the cage with them because he believes that generally they're not going to attack you. But I'm not that crazy, man. If I went back to Australia, definitely get filthy drunk. No tipping in Australia. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that because the Australian guy I know always tells me, "Oh my God, why are you tipping there? Why are you?" Oh my God. Yeah, you don't need to tip. The reason you don't need to tip is because it's already included in their price. Listen, when I first started diving, I got certified. I got PADI certified when I was 16 years old. And I went swimming for the next couple of years. I went diving for the next couple of years in John Penny Camp National Park in Florida, and also in the Bahamas. And we ran into numerous sharks. There were always sharks around. And usually, when you see a shark and then there starts to be, oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. That's when it's time to go, okay, let's get out of the water. Anyway, I think that's, you know, I've done my diving. I won't be doing any diving anymore because I don't want to end up as excrement from a great white shark. And I don't really want to, I don't want to do that. There's still part of me that would like to go to Bangladesh and go to the Sundarbans and go out there with the honey farmers and go look for tigers. But I'm a little scared about getting taken by a tiger and eaten. That does scare me. Only 6. Northern Territory is blessed, in my opinion, but every province or state has its charm. Hospitality workers get double time on Saturday and triple time on Sunday and public holidays. Wow. Sundarbans, tigers. Many tigers there. Yeah. Just not sure I'd want to go there and do that. You're really off the beaten track. It's not like you're out somewhere and you take a little Jeep and you know, a half an hour you're back to civilization. An hour you're back to civilization. No, this is, you're out there. And these honey farmers, they get pulled off their boat on a regular basis. They get eaten. Anyway, so that's that. So like I said, this stream was fun. I don't know, does it? Let me tell you. Russia has significantly higher population than Bangladesh. 145 million people. Wait a minute. Bangladesh is smaller in terms of land, but more densely. Bangladesh has more people. Has 160 million people. Russia has 145, but it's greater land mass. 72 million. I don't know. What's 72 million? I don't know what 72 million is. Oh, Thailand. Yeah. There will be a time when people will need to try to find places that are not so densely populated because there's too many people. And I think it's getting to that point now in some places. It's getting that way to me in Bangkok. Bangkok's too populated, man. You got to really go out there on the outskirts of Bangkok to, to get away from people. No, there's a lot of land that's completely open and there are no people there. Go to Siberia. 1/3 for YouTube, down 2/3 for Scott. Well, thank you very much, Dallo. I appreciate it. Right at the buzzer. I got 4 minutes and 28 seconds left. So you just beat the buzzer. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, everybody. Yeah, I guess that does it. I guess that about does it for now. On this wonderful Sunday. This place is getting packed now. Lots and lots of people here. Let me show you. You'll see. The food court is getting filled up. 1/3 for YouTube and 2/3 for Scott. You know, the other day, I got 100 Aussie dollars from a guy. You know how much I got out of that? $32 US. I'm like, how is it? That's not 30%. YouTube, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about YouTube and their model and how they are. And I just think there's a reason why Google is a trillion-dollar company, the first trillion-dollar company ever. There's a reason why they have YouTube headquarters that are extremely high-end, we'll say, all around the world. There's a reason why. And you know, I don't expect them to hand me money. You know, I don't expect money hand over fist. That's not what I think. But if they say 30%, that means 30%. It doesn't mean 37. They're going to take 37.8%. No, it means they take 37. They take 30%. That's what grinds my gears about YouTube. That's one of the things. You know, I do appreciate the fact that it's a huge company, and they have to back things up and blah, blah, blah. But I can tell you, they do that, and people have noted on here, why are you only 720 pixels? Why is that the resolution? Because I'm shooting at 4K. I'm shooting at 4K. And yet it doesn't come out as 4K. Because they need to save space. That's what they do with everybody. They downsize people. You know, I just don't get it. But that's the way it goes. Just, you know, what is that? Turn that frown upside down. I don't remember the rest of it. It's just smile. All you can do is smile and just remember things could be a lot worse. You know, they could be a lot worse. You could be sitting in a jail cell. You didn't do anything. And, you know, you're in the middle of Africa and they're, you know, I don't know. I really don't know who wants to see me in 4K. Who wants to see me at 144? Who wants to see me at, you know, 480? I don't know. What does it matter? It doesn't matter. Whatever you see me at, you see me at. I have nothing to do with it. My settings are all good. They're all high. So I can't apologize for anything else. Anyway, that is all. Thank you very much to everybody, and I will talk to you all later. See you when I see you, whenever that could be, and ciao. Yes. Hasta luego. Okilat jerk and mine.